Hello there, everyone. It's me, Justin, your EagleSkipper, here with episode 3 of Club 2 of Journey to the Top here with Middlesbrough FC. So yeah, let's get into what's been going on since you were here. That you saw us draw 2-2 against Coventry, and then we faced Derby and completely demolished them 6-0. Darren Dreyer scoring 4, Britt Assomblonga scoring 2. And we gave a debut start to Simon Riley. They say promising goalkeeper. He's unsporting, but other than that, I'm gonna call him our wonder kid because he just looks fantastic for an 18-year-old. And he held a clean sheet in this one. Got a 7.5 average rating, which you don't see from keepers too much. Even rarer, Darren Dreyer 10.0. Fantastic stuff. Then we went and played Posh in the FA Cup 4th round, and Wolf Bolton scored twice. Greg Taylor getting his debut for the club. I mean, it's in the FA Cup, but he scored. He doesn't score too often, as was said in the media after that. And we did concede one. Simon Riley getting a second start in a row, but can't complain too much. Then we faced Birmingham, a team who were higher up in the league than Derby, or Posh. So we let Gillespie start in goal, but we won 4-2. We went down 1-0, brought it back to tied, went down 2-1, and then scored 3 unanswered in the last 10 minutes of the game. Darren Dreyer, before he scored this goal, was on a 6.1 rating, and I had used all 3 of my substitutions, cutting it close there. But then he did redeem himself by scoring the only goal in this match, where Simon Riley also started. And I've made the decision that when we're playing teams in the bottom 5 or 6 of in the bottom 5, we're gonna start Simon Riley just so he can get some game time. And then just from that, he's gone from being a League 2 quality keeper to being a League 1 quality keeper. And I think by the end of the season, he could supplant Gillespie as the best keeper at the club. And we're going to try to continue his development. But today we face Leeds, who are sitting second in the championship, level on points with Bournemouth, behind on goal difference. And we're going to hope to continue their little fall from grace. If we just take a look at the stages, and if we're keeping an eye on Bournemouth and Leeds, they're on 64 points. We're on 50 points. I mean, we've really picked it up, and we're only 3 points out of the playoffs. If we have 3 1-1s, we will have a better goal difference than Watford, and we'll be in the playoffs. And we started out down here in the lower mid-table, so there's still hope for this season. But what really surprised me when I see this, if we look at the last 5 games, we're first in the league. Cardiff are second on recent form. Bournemouth are in 6th, having lost 2 of their last 5, including their most recent game. And Leeds are sitting 11th, having won twice in their last 5. I don't want to count the chickens before they've hatched, but we have a chance of winning the league. I did the math, and there's still like 42 points left in the season, so it's far from over, and we're only 14 points behind them. If we continue this pace and they continue the pace that they're currently at, it's quite possible we could be going up in the championship in our first time of asking. It's a lot to expect, so I have no expectations, but we're going to do our best. Let's take a look at the team that we're going to be putting out to face Leeds. We're going to be, as I said, we're going to have Gillespie in goal, a back 4 of Lowe, McIntyre, Fosu-Mensah, and Spence. Palmer Brown has been injured. He came back into training yesterday, so we're not going to rush him back, but we are going to put him on the bench. And I just realized that we closed the transfer window and some moves happened. So I think the last thing you saw was Sam Morsey going to Shabab Elahi. We also sold Sol Bryn, under 23 goalkeeper. He's on loan. Excuse me. Then we actually sold Alfie Whiteman, who was our backup goalkeeper, to Derby. They gave some money for him, so we said, go ahead, take him. Jack Robinson, left back, we just let him go to Wigan. They're giving us a little bit of money, so we'll let him get some play time, hopefully. And then Jamal Lowe hadn't played for me hadn't even got on the bench. Went to Portsmouth for £250,000, and I'm not going to complain too much. But we did end up bringing in Mattias Svanberg, the Swedish international, 5 goals from 31 games at that level. He's just slotted straight into the first team, and he is considered our key player at the club. So yeah, really excited for him. We also brought in Ben Pearson. I objectively paid too much on too long of a contract for a 29-year-old central midfielder, but we needed somebody, and we need another body in that part. And he's a driven personality, so at the very least, he can be a good mentor for the club. Slotted straight into the first team. Wants to play in central midfield. We're going to give him that for this season, but we may end up switching him to defensive midfield next season, especially if we get promoted. But yeah, he came in from Watford for $5 million. Svanberg came in from Roma for $3 million, and they are our midfield partnership. Svanberg being the box-to-box, Pearson being the deep-lying playmaker. And ahead of them, we have Joe Powell with Bolton, Darren Dreyer on either wing, and Mavididi. I'm going to learn his name before the end of this season. Second leading goal scorer in the championship, our leading goal scorer. He's just a fantastic prospect, and excited to have him sitting up top. Brissan Belonga does get relegated to the bench. Maybe feels a little hard done by because he did pick up 6 goals in the time that Matavidi was injured, but Matavidi came in off the bench. First game, not really fully fit, scored twice, had 2 more chances at a third. He's just the better goal-scoring threat, and with our team, we are really strong in defense, and we're rather weak in attack. We've got a lot of potential, but we're really weak in attack, so we need to cover that up as much as we can. I'm going to tell them that this is an opportunity to prove the media right for backing them up, give everybody some faith with some arm pumping, and how are we approaching the task of keeping the championship's leading goal scorer quiet here. I'll tell them that they've been confident. Are you confident going into this match? First in the form table and playing well? I want to keep this going. That's right. Let's just get into the match. There we are in red, lined up there. And once again, I need to turn on the sound for you guys and wait until the first highlight for the sound to actually come on. But we're only playing on a balanced mentality. That's what we played when we beat Derby 6-0. So we're going to stick with it at the start. If we need to start pushing things forward, the boys know what to do. If we need to get a little defensive, we can switch to our 4-3-3. Powell can pop back. Pearson can do a really good job in defensive midfield. And really, we've just got the personnel to react to whatever we need to. But as we say that 15 minutes gone by, I am going to move us to a positive mentality. No, I didn't mean to hit that. I meant to hit shouts. Drop some encouragement because we've lost our green smiley faces. That's given some good smiley faces all around. Jed Spence, best man on our team at the moment. Well, as I say that, he dropped down, but he has earned a new contract. I told him he needed to wait until the end of the season, and then 5 key players came in and said, he deserves one now. So I said, okay, fine. I'm just going to keep talking as if this Leeds highlight isn't happening and hope that nothing comes of it, as Fosu Mensah gets that cleared out pretty nicely, but not far enough as it gets back into Leeds, at the feet of several Leeds players as, Gillespie, you probably should have done something there other than just stand completely nowhere near the goal. Let's hit skip. We don't need to see that as we try to push on in this game. 30 minutes gone by. I'm going to move us to an attacking mentality. We just need to get the ball up the field. To be fair, we've had more shots than Leeds have, and that's come in the second half of this first half. But no highlights, which is rather disappointing, especially with Matavidi not playing well. Let's just demand more from the team, hopefully get some green faces for the last few moments of this match, or of this half. Even Dreyer looking frustrated. Well, prove me wrong. Get a goal. But let's put our hands on our hips and tell them that they did not play what they're capable. Disappointed with the defense. disappointed with the midfield, disappointed with finishing. Matavidi doesn't look like that affected him whatsoever, so let's take a moment and just make a little change, not a substitution, just a little change. Let's try switching those two around. We've done that a couple times when we've needed a change, and it just spurs a little bit of movement from the guy who gets taken off, being the attacker, as Svanberg wins that one well, wants to thread through Matavidi, who has mysteriously gotten back up top. The changes haven't gone through, but I mean, he gets a shot on goal, which is nice to see, but it got saved, so it's only so nice as that ball gets cleared out, but only as far as Matavidi, who gets it into Svanberg, and the highlight ends there. But let's drop some fire up after the end of this highlight. Let's see how it shapes up. Fosu-Mensah gets it out. Bolton is in some space, able to start running forward. Dreyer wanting to get a run on, but Bolton not wanting to get the pass in. Instead, looks like he wants to take the shot himself. He does, and he really should have looked to square it over to Dreyer, who could use his pace a little bit. The Dreyer is really dropping off. We're going to wait until the end of this highlight before we think about any changes. McIntyre is able to get it past the keeper for his second goal of the season. Great stuff from the corner. Powell hits him straight in the head. It looked like the keeper wasn't able to get a hand on it, but let's see this replay. Powell gets it in off the hand, just over the head of the keeper. Can't think of too many better than that, but I do think Dreyer is going to need to come off. He's not really doing it today. Let's pause and make these substitutions. We'll bring on Asamblonga in for Dreyer, put him up top. Matavidi has played much better being out on the wing, so we'll leave him there. Jed Spence looking like he needs to be taken off, though we don't really have much on the bench. Can Mensah go out there? Yes, he can. And we'll bring on Palmer Brown just for a little run out. Pearson not playing well, but he is motivated on a yellow card. We'll just confirm these changes as they are and hope that we can continue with our can't get my words out. Continue with our little bit of momentum that we have. Although Mensah is not really remembering that he is a right back at the moment. Really trying to play left, trying to play central, trying to play defense, trying to play center back. Goodness, couldn't get my words out. But yeah, very disappointing. Let's actually take off Lowe for Taylor, get him a little run out. Lowe's not playing particularly well. Let's demand more from the team. And as we see, we get a highlight in the positive half, though we aren't getting anybody to close down quite enough, as Palmer Brown uses his foot to get it down out of the air. Asamblonga is able to get the ball, holds it up for Matavidi, who sees Powell, who is through on goal and scores a screamer from the edge of the area. Joe Powell, 9th goal of the season. Great passing from our attacking players to find the open man who has the shot. Asamblonga has dropped deep to get that one. Matavidi pumps it up to Powell, who has defenders around him who aren't paying attention, and he just says, no, we are going to tie this game at the very least. So let's encourage them in their efforts in attack. I don't want to drop any praise because that always turned against me when we were in Darlington, but I am happy with where things are at. If things end as a draw, that's going to be enough. I mean, Leeds are second in the table. They spent, this is the craziest thing, Leeds spent the 4th most in Europe in the January transfer window. They spent over £60 million on players. We spent $15 million this season, and look what it's doing in this one game. So yeah, I'd say the owner of Leeds should be rather upset with how his team is performing, considering how much money he had to shell out to get this result. Though, I mean, arguably, Leeds shouldn't be this high, or we should have more goals. We're not scoring particularly well. They're much more clinical than we are in this game. But we'll hope to see the last 10 seconds of this match peter out with really nothing else to say. I mean, we just want to see the last 10 seconds of this game peter out unless Assomblonga can get a ball in. And he does. Oh, the Leeds fans are going to be absolutely devastated because they held the ball until the 4 minutes was up, of extra time was up. But then the refs let Assomblonga charge down and get a shot in. And, I mean, you can't think of a more disappointing way for Leeds to lose this match, or a more exciting way for Middlesbrough to stick this one away. Ha ha ha. Dressing room. Outstretch our hands. What a comeback that was. Because we had to come back twice. And, wow. You have anything to say about the amount of stoppage time allowed? I'll say, you have to ask the referee about that. I'm not going to say anything. Late goal was something for you to savor. What do you think of that moment? That's what soccer is all about. I mean, that is exactly what soccer is all about. And that's seen us rise up in the standings once again, on level on points with Brentford, who are in 6th, occupying that last playoff spot. And I mean, we've just done what we needed to do. And as you can see, before this game, I asked for some new coaches and physios, because if we take a look at our staff, we need more goalkeeping coaches. We've got one. I can't find them. We've got one goalkeeping coach, one fitness coach. We get one more of each. That would really round out our coaching staff. Again, physios were just barely above average. I'd like to have ours be the highest in the league that we're in. But yeah, that's where we are. Assomblonga really saved us. 1 goal away from his 10 goals of the season. Joe Powell getting that one. Matavidi really wanting to leave. Not sure why, but he wanted to go to Bordeaux, and now it appears he's getting looks at from Valenoid. I promised him that if somebody offered £7 million for him, I'd let him go. But as of yet, the highest we've received is $4 million, so we're going to keep him scoring as much as possible until such time as another club can meet our valuation of him. That being said, I think our next match for tomorrow is going to be this Watford game. If we get any further in the FA Cup, I'll start showing you those matches. But Watford is really who we're going to show next, because they're 7th, we're 8th, we're level on points with them. I mean, by the time we get to there, I don't think we will be level on points with them anymore. But that is who I'm identifying as going to be the next match. So that's who will play tomorrow. So I want to thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and smash that like button. Leave a comment if you want to name one of our youth intake players, and subscribe if you'd like to continue to join us on our journey to the top.